Good night, Sports Frenzy family. Good night, everyone. Welcome to another Sports Frenzy podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Levon. And with me tonight, I have the two all-rounders in the building. Two big all-rounders, Chris and Shakes.
Big
Which,
one.
hold on. Which one
Right.
are the spinner? Which one are the pace bowler?
May I pace bowler?
You see,
See
how long it
spinner
take
the
for answer,
man.
that means that you're not a cricketer. All right, move on. Since I'm the all-rounder, I'll open the spell. So we had a jam-packed midweek of games all over and some other interesting topics to touch on. We'll be talking about the UEFA Champions League, the La Liga title race, Bundesliga, Syria, and the tightly contested League One in France. A lot of people call it the Farmers League and the Bush League and whatnot, but tonight we'll be discussing those. And for our viewers as well, some of them might be interested in this, so we'll touch on the Europa League, even though I, for one, not really interested in that much. But first up, Shakes, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Chris, how are things on your side?
Doing great, my boss.
Yeah, man, I know you missed Monday night show. So tell the viewers how your football match went, because as I told them that you're a all rounder. This man plays multiple sports. So how did the football match go? Don't tell me that the man then broke your ankle.
No, 1-2, 1-2-0.
What position you play?
I played left back that game. I'm all
So
round on the football pitch too,
so you play goalkeeper sometime. Chris, you know what that means?
Yeah.
Not good.
No,
It's
that's not what it means.
Chris, it's
That's
people that are not good. They have
no,
all over,
that's not
all
what
over.
it means.
You're
That's
a
not
jack
what
of
it means.
you're a utility player. You're a
A
jack of
very
all
good
trades.
all right, look what happened now. I'm a midfielder. I'm a midfielder. But I didn't trust anyone in the midfield to go to left back, but I trust myself.
Boss
I
man,
didn't
you
have to
just
play there.
all
But
right. So the producer in the background is saying that Chris, tell Chris I'm not good, none at all. And it's facts, man. If you look at it, Chris, come on,
gonna
man.
get
If
the
you're if
tape.
you're good
Gonna
enough,
get the tape and let you guys see me.
yeah,
Can't
man.
afford for you to
You need to
embarrass
send
me
us
like
clippings
this.
because we're good at identifying talent in us. So if you can actually play a ball game, we could probably get
Yeah,
into a national league down in England.
yeah, can't afford for Josh Carl to do me like that. So I'm gonna give him some tips.
All right, boss. Shakes, you don't play any sports. What sport? Tennis?
I play many sports. I play
Curling,
hockey. I play hockey, football, cricket, tennis, badminton, table tennis, chess,
we
and I
say,
run.
man, active man level.
Only
Technically and I played a lot of these when I also went to UA. Because hockey was something that I picked up at UA. Um, Outside of that, the only sport that I couldn't take up and go and do competitively is swimming.
all right, boss.
Yeah,
So you're also a jack of all trades too. So as I
correct.
mentioned at the top of the show, guys, these two men are two all-rounders. So we'll touch on multiple topics tonight. But first
Oh,
up,
and my cricket adventure is in the SDC competition as well. It's not no Curry goat. Yeah.
but
Like
hold on a
year
second.
before last we
Hold
made
on
it
a
to the
second. Hold on a second.
semifinals.
But hold on a second. SDC is what?
No. It's not Curry goat. It's decent. It's decent cricket. It's decent amateur
Curry
cricket.
goat, boss.
Decent amateur cricket.
Still Curry goat, man. Because even me could have go play for my community just because they didn't enter it. But let's move on. Well, we want to take a jab at one of our viewers. Demo, you're not good like none of we on the show, man. We're the cricket gurus around here. So even you who play for team over, so we still can beat you easily. Make a team with ease. Um, we're going to touch on the football now. So first up, we saw a tantalizing fixture in the UEFA Champions League yesterday, where we saw Chelsea taking on Real Madrid, and this game finished 1-1. Chelsea took an early lead through Christian Pulisic, and it was cancelled out by arguably one of the greatest Champions League player ever, one Karim Benzema, and he was set up by one Eder Militao who had a very good game. But So a lot of people are saying that he was outshone by one N'Golo Kante, who was playing like 3 players in one yesterday. Shakes, I'm sure that you watched that match. And what's your take on that Real Madrid versus Chelsea match?
Oh, before I get into that, let me show Demo my credentials.
Stick cricket,
Right?
Demons play stick cricket by computer.
Um,
Calm down.
here are the bowling shoes,
Yeah.
right? And this one is a New
Them the
Balance shoe.
new shakes. Like I just
Just
buy them there.
All right, Shake. So we know that you're showing all of that. However, that is just to show that
Well,
yes, you're the
let's
12th
get to
man.
the football.
No, you're a water boy. Just admit it. Anyways,
Water boy.
come on. Let's talk about the football now. What's your take on
Alright,
the Real Madrid against Chelsea match that took place yesterday?
yeah. All right. So that Real Madrid Chelsea game. It was a very tight affair, basically. 1-1 on the night was a fair score line. I think both teams basically cancelled out each other. I think I just never agreed with the team that Zidane put out. I never agreed with it. Carvajal, Marcelo, oh Lord. Chris Lynch. When I saw Marcelo on the field, I was like, my God, this is the man that Chris Lynch was talking about. You know, I was also following the BBC page and I saw somebody talking about what is Marcelo good at this age. That's what somebody was literally asking, and many persons would have seen it. Real Madrid literally played with 10 men, right? They literally played with 10 men. And that basically
I
gave
could probably be a little bit more harsh in a Shakes and said they probably play with 9 because Carvalho is garbage too.
well, yeah, to a certain extent, but I mean, Marcelo offered literally nothing. Even the analysts were saying they're not sure what he's doing on the field because he was neither attacking nor defending, so he wasn't doing anything on the field. So basically, that gave Chelsea the opportunity to come into the game. They got some good chances. Timo Werner, of course, got that chance. My word, when I saw the chance, I was like, bro, you just have to score that goal. You just have to score
Shakes,
because when
come
you
on,
think
man.
about it,
Give Courtois some praises, man. Courtois
no,
pull
no,
up
no,
a
no,
very
no, no,
good
no,
save.
no, no. You know, I messaged on the Facebook page in terms of a comment saying that, listen, Courtois did the only thing he could do, which was push his foot because he was literally on the ground already. So
True.
just anywhere away from where he placed that ball, where he tried to side foot that football, would have been a goal. And everybody was saying it. I don't know. So even though they never got that goal, as we said, they should have scored that one. Um, they still got the first goal through decent play. Mason Mount setting up that goal. It was a good goal. But Real Madrid, they are a team that you can see that you see with experience, championship mettle, they have that. And even though they were down 1-0, Benzema got a chance, he took it. 1-1 going into the second leg. I believe that it's wide open. Still have Real Madrid to advance if Zidane comes out with a proper team. I'm hoping there's something that came out today that Marcelo, he's supposed to work at a polling station in Spain because he's a Spanish citizen since 2012 and he has been asked to work, and technically you cannot refuse to go. So if the mandate that he goes, so yeah, Real Madrid going to ask for him to be granted permission as in excuse. But if they don't want to, and I'm hoping that that polling station, as in the assembly, don't grant him that excuse.
They said
Because I don't want
based on what I read, it seems that they won't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm really hoping because they have made exceptions in the past, right? With a few players, but I'm really hoping that they don't grant him that excuse. Because guess what? Marcelo must not be on a football pitch anymore. Not in a Champions League semi-final.
You use that one game to come to that conclusion.
No, I don't use one game. I use the fact that he has been on the bench all season, and the one game that he played, Madrid were playing with 10 men. That's what I'm using.
That explains as to why. That explains as to why Marcelo would look like how he looked yesterday.
Oh, because he's on the bench all season? No, boss. Because him just not good anymore.
Man, coming back from injury.
No, man, don't do that, Chris.
From
Chris,
what?
number one. Let me point out a few things here.
From what?
Do you have
You
any
mean
clue
Varane?
that Marcelo was one of Zidane's favorite players during his first tenure? This man couldn't miss a match for Zidane. And
And
for you to
obviously
now
still
see
his
that Zidane throw
favorite.
this man, go again?
And obviously still his favorite. A semi-final game and him put him in it.
No,
Why
man, it's
did he
because
play
the man
though?
don't have a left back.
Why
There's
did
no
he
left
play?
back right now.
Why did he play, Chris? He only played because he was the only one available.
There's absolutely no left back. Only option that he had was probably to switch what's his name, Ojizola over to the left hand side, and
Exactly.
probably he
There was
wouldn't
only
want to
one
risk
reason
it.
he played. Really
But
and truly, you see,
but
the
him
Real
didn't play.
Madrid backline has
What
been
did he play?
decimated in
Did he play
recent
left
times.
back or he played? Did Zidane play or he played 3-4?
All right,
He
so
played
essentially
a
played a
left
left wing back.
fullback role.
Yeah.
So it was
clever.
a wing back role.
Yeah, it was a wing back role really.
Still not good enough.
But
Yeah,
he offered nothing.
He didn't
He
have a
offered
good game.
nothing.
There's
He
nothing to say
offered
about it.
nothing going forward, and he didn't do any defending. So
Yeah,
that's
it
why I
was not a
saying.
good game from him. It was not a
Yeah,
good
that's
game.
why I saying it was basically 10 men on the field. And
Shakes,
when
you
you
know,
factor
honestly,
in the Chelsea playing with Kante, who basically equate to two people, it's 12 versus 10.
but Shakes, you know that if I was the one in charge of Real Madrid yesterday, as I said, I would have either gone for Odriozola as the left wing back, or I'd even probably use even Marco Asensio. I'd rather use
Listen,
those man than use Marcelo.
anybody.
True. But Chris, do you have anything to say about the match itself?
The game. I think Chelsea missed an opportunity to go to win and go to Stamford Bridge and have Real Madrid at the back foot. So there's no advantage. I don't count away goals when it's 1-1. I really don't really look at an advantage there when it's
Well, say,
away.
especially when there's no fans in
Especially
stadium.
when you're speaking about teams that have offensive talent. You really don't have an advantage. You don't look at it as a big advantage, really. So it's still game on. Chelsea still look the better team. Obviously, Kante. Anytime your defensive midfielder have a game like Kante, or anytime Kante have those type of game, then Chelsea are always going to look good and they're always going to create a lot of chances because what the defensive midfielder does or what Kante does is he gives a lot of the upfront play a lot of support. So they don't have to do a lot of tracking back because he's so fit and he cover a lot of ground. But Chelsea did look good. Look like they can be in the final.
Yeah, man. To be honest, within that first 30 minutes, man, Chelsea should have at least scored 3 goals. No going around that. They were absolutely dominant. And as Sheikh said earlier on, Timo, you're German, but Chelsea leading player in terms of goals and assists this season, but it could have been way more had he been more clinical. But
should have been definitely.
It didn't happen. Let's see how it comes on. Because on the previous live that we had, I asked around the question, going into next season, do we actually think that Chelsea need a centre forward? He said yes, they need a natural number 9, and Tammy is not that man. So
funny enough, Levon, you bring this up. I believe that Timo Werner could be a good left winger for Chelsea,
That's what I think. Wing is his best position, to be honest.
Listen, you know that Timo Werner has so many assists for Chelsea. Yeah. And that's not really what he's supposed to be doing for them. He's supposed to be banging in the goals.
But the thing is that you know what it comes down to, Shakes. He becomes so accustomed to a flexible system, right? Because remember that at Leipzig they don't necessarily use a striker. They use inverted wingers to come right into those open lads, and that's where Werner normally strive. He normally run in from the left wing, cut in and all of that. So he normally does that well. So
yeah, but I don't think Chelsea plays him as an out and out winger. which is what I
That's what
think
I'm
he would be able to do,
saying.
because he has the
Agreed upon that.
speed, right? He has the speed, and he's decent enough to beat a man. I always see him beating a man. When you really think about it, Timo Werner's Chelsea career, has not had any problem beating defenders. His problem
He's
has
beating the
basically
keeper.
been putting the ball in the back of the net.
True.
So so
Well, let's see
so
how
so
that one.
maybe
Let's see how that one goes.
maybe they need to utilize him as a true left winger.
Quite possibly. Next up, we saw as some of us mentioned. Well, some of us call it the Oil Clasico earlier on today. It was a match between the two teams that a lot of people saying that they basically buy these teams. All these players cost a lot of money, but we're speaking about Paris Saint-Germain versus Manchester City. Paris Saint-Germain came out and was actually very good in the first half. Di Maria looked like a player that was really up to scratch today, and I saw a lot of questions flying around that why didn't he succeed in England? Well, because the man just off. That's just my assumption. But enough of that. I'm going to ask Shakes the question first. Do you think that Pochettino is a choker? Reason for that question is that generally we have seen him from the Premier League days come right up, and whenever he normally plays against these big coaches, he always tend to play well somewhat and then crumble eventually. Or would you say it was a case of PSG not managing the game properly and they conceded a comical goal, that free kick that Murray scored, that wall was very poor. I don't know who organized that wall, but trust me, that wall couldn't stop that free kick. And Shakes, the first question, as I said, do you think that Pochettino choked this first leg?
Um, I can't give a yes answer to that. Why? Because I don't think he has been in enough big games, enough finals, enough semifinals to say that just yet. His coaching career is technically young. Because I can't count Espanyol days. So it's really at Tottenham. He made it to the finals at the Champions League. You can't say he choked. In that 'cause that was just a dull final. Um, and I can't say he choked in that game because yeah, both teams never really played much in that final. Um, Even at PSG right now, I can't necessarily comment on his league position. Why? Because PSG, they've basically been in that league position all season. They've been
All right,
floating between.
shakes. Focus on the Champions League. Leave that, man.
Yeah, man, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Stop,
I
stop,
can't.
stop, stop, stop jumping the gun.
I don't want to preempt the League One discussion, right? But I just add in that. So as I said, going to the Champions League now, we still don't have enough games to use against him, right? To say, oh well, you played in 4 semifinals, you lost 4 semifinals, or you played in 2 quarterfinals or 2 semifinals, and no, you don't really have that kind of data to support that he's a choker. So
All
that
right,
is
but
on the coaching aspect.
all right. In terms of his overall game management, right? Would you say that Idrissa Gueye was playing good through that first half?
Go again? You're asking about
All
Gay?
right, this on the first half that you saw from him. Would you say that he was having a good game?
Who, the coach or Idrissa Gay?
Idrissa Gueye, brother.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he had an excellent first half.
Okay.
He had an
Was it
excellent
a, was
first
it
half.
was it a red card for you or not?
Yes, it was. Initially, when I saw it, I was like, nah, I don't see the man take out a yellow card yet. So is he waiting to hear? But let me tell you something. You see that referee, Dr. Felix Brick, he has doctor in front of his name for a reason. That man, for people, he's from Germany, guys, right? And for persons who literally sit down and watch him ref a game, he's always in control of a game. Always, right?
Producer, hear that? He's German.
Yeah, man. He's he's always in charge of the games that he refs in the Champions League. So you see when the pictures came back up, like everybody was like, oh yeah, this has to be a red. And you understood the fact that he never just went to his pocket for neither the red card nor the yellow card. He waited. Obviously, he listened to the VAR people, right? Because they would have been communicating that, oh hey, guess what? This is actually worse than you actually might think. Because remember, he can only see the challenge at a glance and one time. But
Yeah.
the pictures, people in the room will see it over and over. And the fact that he delayed issuing a yellow card, because even the commentator said, oh, this is a yellow card, an automatic yellow card. And then when the picture came up, you're like, no, this is a red. And you could understand. For me, it was great refereeing, which is not something you can say for many games in football in general, full stop, whichever league it is, right? I believe
Shakes, just say it, man. The producer here respond to. Tell the producer say, which you associate with English refs. Say it, man.
no, English ref belong in the trash. All English refs belong in the trash, right? That's why you don't really see English refs at this stage of the competition. But moving on. But yeah, as I said, today was a great advert for proper officiating. Proper officiating. Yeah.
Agreed upon totally.
Yeah.
Chris, your take on this game, because I'm sure that you said, well, yeah, you have been advocating that this is City's year to win the Champions League,
I've
and
been
yet you,
advocating that Man City is a favorite. I didn't tell you
yeah,
that
man.
it
From
is.
you've all right. Let's point this out. Chris has been saying this from way back before it even reached the quarterfinal stage. Chris was saying
It's
that
not.
Man City is a favorite.
Yeah, they should win.
And
The red
stick up in
card.
because I mentioned. Hold on, stick up in. I mentioned it on the previous live that you weren't here, but since as you're here, we have to give you a pat on the shoulder, boss. That game
Okay.
over the weekend, Chris called it. He said that Liverpool would have finished 1-1. The previous game as well, he called it as well. So, guys, listen to the predictions. Pay keen attention to them. But Chris, go ahead now.
Anyway, the red card sums up PSG second half. Very indisciplined second half. That's how they looked in the second half. They I can't blame Patch for it. It was obvious that Man City was down and they're probably tired of this narrative coming so far, playing so good, and just cannot get over the hump. It was obvious that if they didn't come and have a good second half, then they will be looking to just go out of the competition. But it was a good game from both teams. PSG first half and then Man City second half. I think the weird starting, that's why I can't blame Patch. You
Mbappe.
must give Man City team credit for the role that they play on Mbappe. He didn't take a single shot, brother, on target. That
First time in his Champions League
you
career.
got you, if you do a good job on Mbappe as that, then that means you're doing what you're supposed to do. You don't need him to get a lot of touches. You can't afford the ball game to be playing between him and Neymar because you don't want him to get a whole of the game. So you have to give Man City credit because I really think that here they come again. Can't manage the favorite title. Can't manage can't manage the big occasion. They just seem to can't get over it. But it's not over yet, same way. But they did a good job to get 2 goals away from home. But still not over. Like I say, 2 goals is not no big of a difference. Teams can come to your house and turn it around.
And to our viewers, before we move on, here's the producer telling you guys, and there's a comment on the screen. Guys, you can share the live to whatever group you're in. Please, because we need the viewers. We need lots of viewers. So come on, just follow the rule, man. This is like a golden rule, from back in primary school. So just follow the thing, man. Initially, as Sheikh said, first half, and Chris alluded to it, PSG looked very good throughout the first half. They should have done better. But it seems like if Mbappe doesn't show up, PSG doesn't show up really. And I've noticed that even in League One. And I remember a game the other day that I don't remember if it was Saint Etienne they were playing against where they went behind. Then they were pulled out of deep waters by Mbappe with the equalizer. They then lead again. Then it was cancelled by Saint Etienne again. And it was Mbappe who stepped up and scored the winner. But Weekend, he came off within the what? I think it was the 85th minute thereabouts. It was said that he would probably miss this match. So, question: could it be a case that he was probably still nursing that niggle? Shit.
Yeah, yeah, he looked like that. Whenever he get touched, it seems like he was in a lot of pain whenever he get touched, slightly touched. But yeah, more than likely the fitness caused a problem. He wasn't at his best. You could tell that he wasn't at his best, to be honest. But nevertheless, I guess Man City, Pep, I if you look at what Pep did, Pep basically looked like he wasn't going to make a change. The only reason he was forced to make a change was because of Cancelo getting a yellow. He looked like he come into this game saying, "These are the 11 players that I trust, and they're going to play all game." If Cancelo didn't get that yellow card, and because it's dangerous playing against the pace of Mbappe, he had to make the change and bring up and take him
Zinchenko.
out. So,
And if you look at it, it was the same Zinchenko who assisted De Bruyne.
yeah.
So as I said, Pep himself came out and said that all he told the players was go out and enjoy yourselves, play football. You weren't doing that at the beginning, so play some football. And on that note, we're now joined by Ryan as well. Blessings, boss.
Bless, bless.
That's right.
We're going to touch on the same League One as well. Ryan, we just finished up the Champions League, but do you have anything to say about it?
Well, today was an interesting day. Interesting results. We all know that PSG and City tend to battle at some stage. So it was about who was going to blink first today and battle it. And it seems as if PSG did that. So let us see what the second leg has in store to see if City can hold on to their ascendancy or if they will battle it to PSG. So today was an interesting day where that was concerned. And we have two more interesting legs to see what happens next week.
And let's also point out that you called the game yesterday. You said that it would have ended in a draw, and so said so done.
Yeah.
We're now going to look at a very tantalizing title challenge going on over in France. Lille are currently leading the table on 73 points. They have played 34 games. PSG are currently in second on 72 points. They've also played 34. Monaco is in third on 71 points. And Lyon is in fourth position on 67 points. First up, Shakes, with 4 matches to go, do you actually think that Lille can hold on, or will they crumble and PSG will eventually show their championship mettle and claim this title?
So first and foremost, I remember when I came on the live some weeks back, and y'all laughed at me when I said that the titles in Spain and France are going to be won by 1 point.
People
Y'all
laugh?
laughed.
You said
Yes,
it.
persons laughed at me. And
You said it, man. I can advocate for it that you, Shake, said it.
We were predicting and Shakes went exact. Yeah, you said 1 point.
Right? Some people told me that I need to go and take some medication. And
Yeah, man,
you
true
know,
thing.
since that time I just sitting there watching League One, watching La Liga, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, man. But I remember saying that, guess what? Lille were actually in second place at the time.
At the time, yeah.
Yes, when I said it. And I said to you, Levon, that guess what? You see those Bayern Munich games and the games in between, are going to mess up PSG and Lille
Play
go
them, man.
and I work it out and say Lille going to be leading the league by a point. And I'm not going to be surprised if they win it by a point. Right?
And if you look at their running, right? On Saturday they'll face Nice. Yeah, Nice has somewhat hit a purple patch, but they're a team that up and down as well. So they have Nice at home.
But here
Then
what Elefant, you know why I'm going to go with Lille to definitely win? Because you see if PSG really wants to come back against Man City,
You have
they
to
got
rest.
to rest some big players.
no, but Shakes, as I'm pointing out, if you look at the running for Lille, it's basically only Law really gonna give them a challenge now because I know that currently Law is currently in 5th. And they have them the 7th to play. And then they have Saint Etienne after, and then they'll have Angers. So these are basically winnable games for Lille.
Listen,
All of these
Lille,
games.
they're in pole position where
Agreed.
they can win the league. And as I said, you see, because PSG will have to concentrate. When you really think about it, you know that this Champions League tie against Man City for the second leg coming up, it's really a make or break for Neymar. It's basically like his final redemption. So he and the team, they have to come up trumps in that second leg. So maybe they will shift the focus and say, all right, you know what? Yeah, they might send out a second string team on the weekend, but don't be surprised if they draw that game. Just trying to
But
concentrate on that second leg.
but Shakes, if you also look at it, the running for PSG, they have way more games because, all right, after they play today, they're going to have Law come Saturday. Then they're going to have PSG come Tuesday. After that, they're going to face Renault. Renault is on a purple patch as well.
Who we talking
Then
about?
PSG.
PSG.
No, because yes, a PSG going to face PSG, which is why I'm asking.
All right, my mistake. Sorry. PSG is going to face Man City. Tuesday. Then they're going to have Renault after that, and then they're going to have a French Cup semi-final against Montpellier. So if you look at it, they're in what? At least 3 more competitions to go. So that's added games for them. So as
Yeah,
Sheikh
as I
said,
said, for
I
me,
mean,
Lille,
they are
they're in
so
pole
close.
position.
They are so close, but so far from a treble.
you're correct.
Every game is a make or break for them right now. Every single one.
Yeah, and the third team, as I mentioned, is Monaco. Monaco running, they have Lyon come Sunday. They beat Lyon the other day in the cup. Then they have Reims. Then they have Renault. Then they have Lyon on the final day. So based on how they're running, seems like this is a title for Lille to lose.
And Levon, even Monaco, because when I was looking at the table yesterday, for me, even with PSG losing this game today, Monaco for me become second favorites for the
Quite
title
possibly.
and not
Quite
PSG.
possibly.
Yeah.
And
Oh, Monaco is a better running than PSG in terms of league running.
No, I'm just talking in
no,
terms of the
no,
games.
they don't.
Okay, because you're attributing to the fact that
Yeah, man.
PSG will be distracted all over the
Yeah,
place.
in terms of the
Okay,
games, the type of matches that they have to play,
okay, get
not
you, get you.
necessarily the
But
particular
Shakes
teams.
it's not much. It's not really much different from Monaco, except that PSG have one more game to go in the Champions League as things stands right now. Based on that, them and Monaco have the same amount of games to go because Monaco has a cup fixture to honor as well.
Yeah, but they are playing. That team is from either the second tier or third tier.
That's the difference. What's the
Yeah, it's
name?
a weak team. I don't even
And
remember.
even
I
though
just know it's some
and
V name.
even though
Team.
they may have just one more game than Monaco, the one game that they have more than Monaco
That can be proved
is a
detrimental.
very
Yeah, make or
exactly.
break.
Yeah. Yep.
Chris,
It's a
do you think
season
that
defining. It's a season defining game. Come next week Tuesday.
All right, so Chris, do you actually think that Lille will hold on, or I think PSG will eventually roll through?
If Lille, I think that game against the 5th place because the Lens is fighting for a Europe spot with Marseille. So I think that game dictates if they're going to win the league.
So
If
call
they
it, man.
can, because that's a challenge that I find. I'm not calling them. I still think PSG are favorite. I think PSG is favorite still. With or without Mbappe, I think they still have quality to get it done. So
Yeah, I
um,
mean, Icardi is still scoring in the league, so it's not
yes,
impossible.
that's it.
But
That's the only problem is that team in fifth because they're fighting for a Europe position. So that should be an interesting game.
And as you
And I
said,
think
it's not just go continue.
PSG has that team as well, and I think Monaco has that team as well. So everyone has to go through that team. So that team basically plays a part in this title
Yeah,
challenge.
all three of them have the team to play. But
Yeah,
if you look at it too, both I think it's PSG and Lille. Both of them have Renard to play as well. I remember that Renard is also chasing that Europe spot because they're currently on what 54 points. That's
yeah.
three behind. That's two behind now. So you know that they're fighting down to the wire for that. So it's just a matter of time, and we'll see how this unfold. But as things stands, I'm going to go with Lille.
Same.
And I want to be honest, they started off the season shaky, but Niko Kovac has done a very good job at Monaco. He has stuck
Sure.
with, Kevin Volland and Wissam Ben Yedder has fired them to the top. And I want to say congrats to him because I remember that he had a tumultuous time at Bayern.
Right.
I was
Even
about
though,
to say that the fact that he left from Bayern and
even
went
though,
there.
even though we could point out that you could actually see that he's a decent coach from Frankfurt days. We can remember that he got Frankfurt to beat Bayern in a final before.
Yeah.
So he was a decent coach. So
It's just his style of play wasn't suited for Bayern.
yeah, man, and
Correct.
it's good that he's not proving himself because I remember that Monaco was on a downward spiral, So
And given the fact that he was a young coach, he have so much big egos in Bayern to go around. So that contributed to his demise as well.
all right, so we're glad that he's actually proving himself. Now move over to the Syria where can basically we can basically say that Inter Milan have wrapped up this
Inter.
title.
Yeah.
They have been
But it,
getting some been getting some close victories here, some 1-0 and all of that.
Say the name. Say his name. Say his name. Who's bringing into a title? Say his name.
Who's bringing Inter a title?
Yeah, say his
Antonio
name.
Conte.
Akraf Hakimi. That's the
what
What?
you
player that
want
is
us to say? You want
What?
us to say Conte or you want us to say Lukaku? Which name are you
No
looking
man,
for?
him want hear Romelu Lukaku, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's the name you're
that's
looking for.
their guy. That's their guy.
No man. It's actually Akraf Hakimi and someone that was on Manchester United books that has gone back over to where it actually belongs, Mathieu Darmian, because he has scored what? He has scored the winner in their last 2 or 3 games, I believe. So instead of giving Lukaku credit, no, not here. Lukaku hasn't scored in a long while. So if we're going to give credits right here, we have to give it to Mathieu Darmian. But with that said, at this point in time, Inter Milan are strolling to the title and the others behind are struggling badly. Atalanta currently occupy second place with 68 points. Napoli were on the cusp of firing Gennaro Gattuso. They're now in third position. They have hit a good run of form as well. Juventus, where a lot of people actually surprised, are struggling badly. They're also on 66 points in fourth with an inferior goal difference. Well, it's just one goal
I don't know why
advantage
people are
Napoli have
surprised.
over them. And Milan, who were leading the table up to a point, they are now on 66 points. Well, all three teams are locked on 66 points,
Yeah.
but the other two have a superior goal difference to them. They're currently having a 19 goal difference. But as we pointed out, Inter Milan basically win the title. No, the other teams are fighting for the Champions League spot. Going to start with Ryan first, and then I get your views, Chris and Shakes. So Ryan,
Huh?
in terms of
Yeah.
in terms of the Champions League spot, who do you think will get the remaining spots?
I think AC will miss out. Given the fact that they have fell off a cliff, I don't think they will rebound in time. I think those teams above them, they have had Champions League, they have had credentials in terms of qualifying for Champions League recently, whereas AC haven't had that. So I think those four above them will get it, sneak through above them.
Chris, we're still making the final slots for Champions League.
I think Juventus will miss out. I think they have the harder run of fixtures. They have AC Milan and they have Inter Milan in the what five game five
Yeah, 5 game
games.
remaining.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, so I think they have the harder fixtures, but that don't mean because you have the harder fixtures, you will miss out. But they are struggling, so I'm picking them to still struggle.
All right, so
But
for the
remember,
running,
Juventus been struggling all season, you know.
I'm going to
That's
give
why
I'm
I'm
Yeah.
going to
picking
give
them
all
to
the
still
teams running.
struggle.
I'm going to give all the teams running except for Inter because I said Inter basically win the title. So Atalanta has Sassuolo to play. That's have Parma, Benevento, Genoa, and AC Milan. Shakes. Who is making filling the other slots?
Besides Inter and Atalanta, because those two, I believe, will be there.
It's still close between Atalanta shakes. I cannot. It's not
Yes,
guaranteed.
but Chris,
Atalanta has what, 68 points or
Chris,
something
I'm
like
not
that?
Yes,
like you
2
Yeah,
that
points.
hedge
they're on
my bet.
68.
2
I'm not
points.
like you, Chris, that hedge my bet, right? I will say it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, right? I don't
Okay.
business, but so I'm telling you, Atalanta going to come second, right? So it's between Napoli, AC Milan, and Juventus. Listen, there's a lot of turmoil going on at Juventus right now. You see, even this fallout with the Super League, many people at Juventus, they don't like it. So Ryan is actually right. Don't be surprised. You see, if AC Milan can draw that game against Juventus, that game, you see, the dates are so close. They play the 9th, the 12th, the 15th. They have a Coppa Italia final on the 19th against Atalanta, right? And then they have their last game. Juventus, the fixtures might just come too thick and fast, and the fact that they want to win that final because technically that's the only trophy that they have a chance of winning for the season. So don't be surprised if they actually finish fifth and win that Coppa Italia final.
All right, so who you say finishing third and fourth?
Oh, well, yeah, but I just said it. Napoli and AC Milan, because Juventus fifth.
All right, I was just going to go to an limit and say that Napoli will finish third. Based on running that Napoli has, if they don't make it, if I'm the owner of Napoli, I'd get rid of Gattuso come season because they have Spezia. Then they have Udinese. Yes, Udinese has been playing decent here. Then they have Fiorentina, and they end the season facing Hellas Verona. Could they want it any easier than that?
So you have Atalanta second, Napoli third,
Yeah,
and we have fourth now.
AC.
Juve
that
or
is
AC.
that is where I'm somewhat caught up because all right, if you look at Juventus fixtures, they have a tough run in. Because as Shakes pointed out, first they have Udinese at Udinese will be at home come Saturday. No, Sunday I mean.
They
Then
have
they
tough
have
fixtures.
No, why I have
then
Juventus above AC is the fact that Juventus been struggling all season. They haven't had a really good patch per se,
yeah, but
and they still maintain that fourth position, whereas AC was on a good run and they fell off a cliff. So I think Juventus will use experience, the
all right,
experience that they have had over
Ryan.
the
So
years.
so I'm going to pull off a Shakes moment, right? I'm going to just cut to the chase. Juventus are going to play Europa League next season.
Okay,
Yep. It's
That's all I'm
destiny.
saying.
It's destiny for.
I think their experience will carry them through.
Listen, it's destiny for that CR7 Juventus thing to end.
Shakes want CR7 to come home.
No, not necessarily. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily at to
Homecoming take.
Manchester United. But let me
You
tell you.
want him to go to Sporting?
No, let me tell you
Or to
something.
come home?
You see, depending on what happens in that PSG Man City game, you see, if PSG lose that match, so if they don't qualify for the finals, look out for PSG to buy Ronaldo.
And I'm going to disagree with Shakes right there. Okay, here's what will happen with
I don't see that happening.
no, but
Coming
listen what
home.
I'm going listen what I'm going to say.
Coming home.
Personally, Juventus will be playing Europa League next season and one Cristiano Ronaldo, otherwise known as CR7. What is going to happen is that David Beckham is going to waive Blasma Tuidi as a designated player for Inter Miami, and there goes CR7 to Inter Miami.
Not
Watch the
happening
scope.
either.
Not
Not
happening.
happening either.
MLS
No.
is where that man belongs. I don't want him over United either.
I don't think he's going to do that as long as Messi playing. He wants
Not
to stay in the
exactly.
league.
Why
No, man,
why would
no,
he
no, no,
why
no.
would
Hold
he
on, man.
leave?
Messi soon gone over to LA Galaxy, you know. It's just a
Yeah,
matter of
2
time.
years
Don't worry,
time.
boss.
2
That's
years
soon.
time.
He's not there yet.
He's
Two
not
years
Due
there
time.
yet.
time, man. Nothing
So that's
happened
why
before
Ronaldo
time.
not going.
No, man. Watch what's going to happen. Ronaldo is going to go first, right? And then Messi is going to get jealous and go over there as well. Just
Listen,
watch.
Ronaldo have 2 more years in Europe. 2 more.
Shakes, you know my take on that situation already still. As I said,
All right.
Ronaldo has become a bug.
And still scoring 25 goals in the league.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
In a
Zine.
tough league.
I guess by his standards, that's bug numbers.
Clearly,
Exactly.
must be.
Exactly.
Yet still all the up and coming people can hit them numbers. No problem. Let's continue the show.
Easy one.
In the so-called bug league. All right, cool.
Where's the bug league? No, let's now look at the La Liga title race. All season long, Atletico had this one. They had this one all season long, and they let it come down.
Biggest
to this.
disappointment of 2021.
So
1 second here before you go over La Liga. I heard that Agnelli said something to the other teams about the Super League. When they said he said something. They said something to the effect that he basically was defending it by saying the last 80 years is only 3 teams ever win it. When the Italian
Syria.
league, the Serie A.
But that's true.
But that's a fact.
Yeah, but I heard that it pissed off a lot of people.
But it's
When
a
he
fact.
said the way that he went about saying it.
But Ryan, you know how life goes, and you know how people stay in life. People don't like the truth. The plain uncut, no pretty up business. People don't like to hear it. It's just the plain hard facts. It's only 3 teams has won it in the past, probably about 2 decades.
Levon, remember, on 2 previous shows, I outlined the winners.
Yeah,
You
man,
can say the same. Him said the past 80 years.
On La Liga, in the French league, right? In the Spanish league, the top 5 leagues, including Germany. It's just a handful of winners, and that handful is from the EPL.
Yep.
Outside of that, it's just this 3 winners in every other league.
Yeah.
How is that competitiveness?
But let's move on. We're going to look at La Liga. Now as it stands, if one FC Barcelona wins the remaining matches, they'll be crowned La Liga champions 2020-2021 season. But we're going to talk about the current point standings. Atletico are currently on 73 points. They have played 33. Real Madrid are on 71 points. They have played 33. Barcelona are on 71 points. They have played 32, and they're going to play their game in hand tomorrow. Sevilla, who are still in with a shot of winning the title, they're on 70 points from 33 games. Well, if you look down further, Real Sociedad on 53. Then
who's Barca playing tomorrow?
Valencia.
No, not Valencia. It's actually Granada.
Oh.
No,
Home or away?
Tomorrow. Home. So they're going to win that game.
Yeah.
And they're going to be leading La Liga. But let's look at their running. So in terms of Barcelona running, they have Granada tomorrow. Then they have Valencia comes Sunday. Valencia have been out of starts all season long. Then this match that should decide where the title is going will be between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid Saturday the 8th of May at 9:15 a.m. After that, Barca has Levante, then they have Celta Vigo, then they have Eibar to finish the season. On the other hand, Atletico running looks some things like they have Elche Saturday, then they have Barca, as I mentioned, then they have Real Sociedad, then they have Osasuna, then they have Real Valladolid to end the season. In terms of Real Madrid, they have Osasuna, Then they have the Champions League match come next week, Wednesday. Then they have Sevilla. Then they have Granada. Then they have Athletic Club. Then they have Villarreal. So Real Madrid has the toughest running out of the three teams up there. In terms of Sevilla now, they have Athletic Club, Real Madrid, Valencia, Villarreal, Alaves. Actually, they're the one with the toughest running. But in terms of the big three, Real Madrid has the toughest running. With all that being said, I'm gonna start with Chris this time around. Where do you see the La Liga title going this season?
Still edging for Barca to win it, just like when we talked about it weeks ago. Still think that they are the more well, I wouldn't say more hungry of the teams because no title has well they just won the cup, did they?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, they win the cup, so I wouldn't say they are the more hungry of the teams, but I think Messi knows that this one basically needs it. It did nothing in Champions League. Champions League was a big failure for them basically. So I guess the Barca fans need this, but Atletico, I think they deserves it, and they have played good, but they have just fall off for the last 15 games, doing all sorts of stuff. I guess just finding a way to not win the title. But I still have to go with Barca. Can't see them losing.
All right, Shakes.
I would ask Chris why he says he thinks Atletico deserves to win the title, but he's going with Barca. That's a very strange thing to say, because I
No,
don't
I'm
see.
saying, based on how they were playing at the start of the season, they would think that
Yeah, but
they
we all
play
know that the
themselves.
race is not for the swift, but for those who can endure a 38-game season. So it's
Philosophical.
not how you
Wow.
start the race, it's how you finish. Barcelona, they were in 15th position at one point when everybody thought that the club would literally crumble.
I remember that. Was it Laporta that had said that whenever he gets presidency, he will remove
Koeman,
Ronald Koeman as a coach.
exactly.
Now he has changed his statement. He's actually
Yep.
been impressed by Koeman. So
Because
Chris,
guess what? There's been a big U-turn at that club since the beginning of that season. That's why I say, why Chris say Atletico deserve it? Because I could point out that, guess what? And you just said it. Atletico literally doing everything in their power to lose the title race. That's what you're basically saying. And they've been doing that for weeks and months now.
You know that if it's left up to me, though, you know which club I actually want to win the title?
Sevilla.
Tell you that you're a smart man enough. If it was left up to me, I would love to Sevilla win this title.
On a scale of 0 to oh my God, what are the chances? What are the odds of Sevilla winning?
It's not impossible. You know why? Because somebody's going to win that La Liga title by 1 point.
They win that.
They're currently 3 points behind.
And they are
they
3
win that,
points.
oh my God situation.
It's not impossible. It's not. You see, when I was looking at the fixtures, Levon, that's what came to my mind. That's why automatically, when you ask, I just first answer, yes, Sevilla. Because
I mean, 2 weeks ago, it was a terrace racing and Sevilla just appeared out of nowhere.
I know. Yes. And that's why I said, and that's why I point out to Chris just a while ago, the race is not for the swift. Because technically, we literally could be looking at Sevilla winning the La Liga title by 1 point. And nobody would have picked them.
Shakes, look at this now, Shakes. What if it happens that Sevilla end up winning La Liga, Atletico finish second? Why I said this, Sevilla would actually win with one Ivan Rakitic. Atletico will finish second with one Luis Suarez.
And Sevilla will be winning with Lopetegui as coach, the same Lopetegui that Real Madrid.
Come on, man. This should just
listen. There are so many storylines that you could actually pick from it. And if you go with football and storylines, don't be surprised if Sevilla wins this league by 1 point.
Sevilla not beating
go back over that fixture list, Levon, for Sevilla.
That will never happen.
It's very tough with the Shakes. They have Athletic Bilbao, they have Real Madrid, Valencia, Villarreal, and Alaves.
Yeah, but guess what? It's just that they're playing for.
It's tough, right? But not impossible.
So it's not impossible because that's all they're playing for. And
You know,
Real
last
Madrid.
sorry.
Real Madrid not necessarily in the greatest form in La Liga because they have drawn many games and not scored in many games.
True.
You
Yeah.
know, last night when I was driving, I was listening a sports station, and um somebody said something about Real Madrid, and over the last few years it seems to be very true that when Real Madrid are approaching like they're in the Champions League and also doing in a title race, they have a situation where they just play on. They define it in such a way, like they were saying that when your phone is on like 15%, you get a warning, and you shut down things that you don't need. That's how Real Madrid play. Like they just shut that. They say, okay, we need to conserve an energy, and we need to do this, and we don't need to do that, and they just find a way to win things when you least expect
Listen,
them.
their focus
All
is
right.
always going to be the Champions
So,
League once they're in it.
so let
Because
us
that's
see, let us
where
see
that
how
money is.
they operate on this with this
That's what
15%.
brings in the revenue for them, Shake. So guess what? Champions League is always going to be priority. But one thing that I
Yep.
want to point out quickly to further substantiate Shake's point. All right, since the 3rd of April, or well, I'm not going to go back that far. Since the 10th of April, when they beat Barcelona by 2-1, this has been Real Madrid run
Fair
of
draw.
fixture. They have drawn with Liverpool at Anfield. They end up drawing the league against Getafe. They beat Cadiz 3-0. They drew weekend gone against Real Betis 0 at home. They drew yesterday against Chelsea. So in the last 4 fixtures, they have drawn like 3 of them. So they haven't been scored, and mind you, they didn't score in 3 of these games.
And Getafe was a good draw for them.
Exactly. That was a rescue mission against
By
Getafe.
Couture.
That was a rescue mission.
But Chris,
Yeah.
you had picked it and you said that you expect Barca. No, Ryan, who you say got getting the title?
Advantage Barcelona right now, especially if they win tomorrow. Hopefully they don't win La Liga though.
I'm rooting for Sevilla.
Me
I'm
too.
not a Sevilla fan, but right now I'm anybody but Barcelona. So
Nobody's a Sevilla fan,
Ryan,
Ryan.
Ryan, mind you, I'm not a Sevilla fan. It's just a case that I don't like Barcelona, I don't like Real
well,
Madrid, and I also don't like Atletico. Reason being, they shouldn't have let it come down to a stage like this that they're actually battling for life to win this
yeah,
title.
and
So
I
I
don't like
dislike it
Atletico
totally.
style of play either. Because
Listen, when you really think
attacking,
about it,
you stockpile all those attacking talent and you're not using them correctly.
the most deserving winner
Lopetegui,
of La Liga would actually be Sevilla when you think about
The
it.
Sevilla.
most deserving winner is going to win, Shakes. Don't tell me about no most deserving winner is a team that you want to say most.
Yeah,
Um,
Chris, you don't play
Deserving
this
is
game
going
the way
to
that.
it's
win.
not who I want to win. It's not
Yeah,
who
What
I
exactly.
want to win.
Sevilla is the most
Shakespeare is based
deserving.
on where Sevilla is coming from, and
Exactly.
all the other teams are
Listen,
and support.
4 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, nobody would have called Sevilla's name.
2
Much
weeks
less
ago,
further on. Not even
we're
2 weeks
poor.
ago. Not even 2 weeks ago.
All right, we're going to finally touch on the Bundesliga, where Bayern Munchen can basically be confirmed as champions. They're 7 points ahead of second place RB Leipzig, who are currently on 64 points. Bayern is on 71. All these teams have played 31 games. But the big news coming out of Bundesliga is that one, Julian Nagelsmann will be going home to Bayern Munich come the end of season. And I said home because he's from the Bavaria area.
Are you surprised? Where is the surprise?
And he's also a Bayern Munchen fan. So for all those people that are criticizing him for whatever reasons, he's a Bayern fan, and once Bayern come calling, guess what? They're going to get what they want.
Always.
And also, even though he coaches Leipzig, he actually still live close to Bayern area.
Bayern is like a
So,
spoiled
Bavaria.
child in that league. They
but
get
but, but
anything
as I
that they
said,
want.
as I saw this comparison the other day, I was like, it's kind of not necessarily making any sense. They're saying that Leipzig basically giving away Nagelsmann to Bayern is like City and Liverpool in a title challenge. City end up finishing second, and then Liverpool just go for No, totally different case. To me, over in Germany, it's like a family affair between these clubs. All of them just come together and said, "Hey Bayern, you're the head of the table. Just take what you want." So to me, it's a totally different case. But yes, the sporting director has also left, Michael Crochet, and it said that one Jesse Marsh of RB Salzburg, that's the team over in Austria,
You know
is the
that
one to take
already.
over this team.
RB Salzburg is the little brother for Leipzig, so they just send over everybody good to Leipzig.
And guess what? I'll be tuning it well. I'm already a big fan of Bundesliga, but come next season, I'll be even a more bigger fan of Leipzig. Reason being, Marsh coming over, I can expect to see the best of Szoboszlai when he comes back from that injury. Because Marsh has been the one who brought him through from Salzburg, and it's sad that he didn't actually get to play under Nagelsmann, because I would love to see him play under Nagelsmann, but he has been nursing an injury from his sign for them, so it will be very interesting. But
Who's
in
that?
terms of Dominic
Which player?
Szoboszlai,
Okay.
the Hungarian player, man.
Yeah, man. I just never heard the name. Who you call?
All right. So in terms of the table, as I said, Bayern currently in first and 71, Leipzig second and 64. The fight is on for the Champions League spot now, where Wolfsburg are currently in third on 57. Frankfurt is in fourth on 56. Borussia Dortmund are in fifth on 55 points, and the team with the outside shot is Bayer Leverkusen. Now I'm going to give you the fixtures, and I'm going to get you guys' take on who we expect to get the final berth. So Wolfsburg running in, they have Union Berlin, RB Leipzig, and then they have Mainz on the final day. Shakes, do you think they can make it?
I'm looking at the fixtures to compare their own with
All right, let me finish it.
Dortmund.
Let me finish
Yeah.
it. So Frankfurt, they have Mainz, Schalke, Freiburg, and then Dortmund on the other hand, they have Leipzig, they have Mainz, they have Leverkusen. I
Oh,
can say this
easy.
much. I can say this much. That third position belongs to one Eintracht Frankfurt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was.
Agree
That's what I
with
was
that.
gonna about to say. It's
Agree
very
with that.
easy now that I've seen the fixture list and the form of the teams. Frankfurt are going to qualify in third, and Wolfsburg going to come fourth. Easy.
All right.
So
You know what I'm going
so
to say?
guess what?
You
Guess
know I'm
what?
going to say not easy. I
Why?
agree with the Eintracht Frankfurt part, but I see where Dortmund is storming back over the last couple of weeks.
And they're
And they
going to
beat
beat
So
Bayer
hold on,
Leverkusen.
Ryan. Ryan,
and
they're
they beat
storming
Wolfsburg
back.
last
They're
week, right?
storming back, yes, Ryan. But with them
But they
having,
beat who them beat last week?
yeah, they beat Wolfsburg.
Okay, and that up the top four race, don't you?
However, they
They
have
have
RB Leipzig.
RB.
Remember that Leipzig probably still have it in their mind that hey, we can still have a outsider not winning this title.
And don't Wolfsburg have Leipzig too?
Oh, Wolfsburg.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying that also remember that Dortmund has Leverkusen on the final day. Leverkusen are still fighting for a spot.
But on the final day, they won't be fighting for a spot.
Who tell you that?
We're not sure.
They won't be. I don't see them fighting.
Right. We have to just start based on what we see right now.
No, I don't see Leverkusen joining the top four race.
All right, so
Or be in the top four race.
question to you now. Question to you.
Because right now they are only mathematically. The chance that they have is basically mathematically, and that will be eroded within the next week or two. So,
all right.
Europe
So question to you, Ryan. Since as you're on it, who is getting the spot?
I think Dortmund will be getting the fourth spot.
Chris?
Yeah, I think Dortmund will end up in that top four somehow.
The experience that Dortmund have will turn.
Shakes and I are on the same fence, and guess what? Borussia Dortmund will be playing Europa League season next season with
Liverpool.
Juventus, and guess what? Oh crap! Why did I forgot Liverpool? Liverpool also be playing Europa League. So actually, I will be more interested in Europa League next season than the Champions League. Whoa!
And then we all know that Man U going to come third in them group and go back to Europa League.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on. As I was saying.
By the way, did you guys do the BPL top four? Did you do that for BPL?
No, we reserve that for another occasion.
Okay, cool.
Also, with Dortmund finishing outside of the Champions League spot, they can say goodbye to one Erling Haaland and Jadon Sancho. Bye.
Regardless of finishing out or in, I think they're both gone.
No man, if they make Champions League, then they'll keep one. One will remain. More than likely will remain because they don't want to lose Sancho on free. So Sancho more than likely will be the one to go this summer. And as this point in time and all of that, I hope that he will be coming over to the red side of Manchester.
I don't say Alan staying, especially with so much
Jadon
team.
Sancho.
Oh,
No matter.
Sancho, he's
I like Alan and all that, but I personally don't want Alan over United as well. I have a striker.
can I
and
say
want...
a little bit about the Bundesliga when you finish?
Yeah, man. I don't want Alan. Reason being, I have a player at my team that I think they should mold into that number 9 position and give him it for himself.
Rashford.
I'm speaking about
Greenwood.
none other than Mason Greenwood, the most natural finisher at Manchester United. So that's the man that I should give the number 9 position to. He can become as good as these players. So why go and spend a raft of money on these players when you have a man from within? Shakes.
So you're getting rid of Marshall and or Ben. That would make good sense.
It would make the best sense
Ryan,
ever.
I give players chances in it. So when you not take the opportunity, there, you can go on, man. Just like I did with Pogba.
About 5 years with a chance, Marshall, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. Persist long enough.
Oh,
Shakes,
you and Shakes didn't give us your perspective on Ed Woodward going out. You guys seem to love it that you don't even talk about it.
No worry yourself, man. That we reserve that for the EPL top 4 conversation. Shakes, what are we going to say about the Bundesliga?
Oh yeah, so I in the little intro that you gave on the Bundesliga and the fact that you have the merry-go-round with the managers, right? I'm surprised that you don't point out that really and truly the Bundesliga is not competitive.
It's not.
It's not competitive. It's a league where people only fight for second, third, fourth, and fifth
It's
position.
like that, Bayern win everybody else fights.
Shakes, that's what you have to point that out, because you notice that Bayern has been somewhat awful this season in the Bundesliga.
All right. So it is absolutely atrocious that a team can basically become an institutionalized national treasure to the point where every single talent that pops up. I don't have a problem with the fact that Bayern wants to be relevant in Europe, as in they always want to do well in the Champions League, because
that's the main aim, though.
I know, and I can't knock Bayern for that.
They want to dominate Europe.
Exactly, I can't knock Bayern for that. That's what I'm saying. You basically have to look at the league itself now and the structure of the league, where you be. Listen, it cannot be.
The league is party to Bayern wanting to dominate Europe, you know.
Hold on there, Ryan. It cannot be. It cannot be. Good for marketing, for a product where you start a season and you can put $1 million on a team winning the league.
But
there's no way anybody
can. You know that can counter your point
by saying what?
Okay, in terms of sponsorship, right? And in terms of marketability.
Yes.
Do you know that these German teams are backed by all these top German companies? So in terms of all of that, what do you think?
It's not
the only difference. The only difference is that when it comes on to marketability outside of Germany, that's where the problem might lie in terms of getting outside.
That's the point I am trying to highlight the fact that you're not trying to sell the Bundesliga to the German people, you know. Remember, how many countries speak German?
Yeah,
very few, right?
Germany, Austria, who else?
Right? Switzerland speaks some German, but very few, right? For me, sitting down learning German, I've been trying to learn German for over a year. I had to give it up. I supposed to start back because it's so hard, right?
Me too.
So there is a language barrier right there. So you basically need a product. Even if you can't understand the German, you basically need to see something on the TV that that is worth watching.
Shakes.
And nobody can tell
as I
me.
said earlier, doing a Shakes, I'm going to give you a little props now. For our viewers, when Shakes is saying that Bayern is basically a national treasure, we're talking about a team with 29 Bundesliga titles. The next
How many have they
closest,
won in a row?
hold on, no man, soon get to that part. The next closest to them are Borussia Dortmund and Borussia Mönchengladbach, and 5 each. That's a 24 difference in it.
Hold on. Not only that, tell them when the Bundesliga started.
So they have 18 in a row. Let's point that out. Eight I mean.
But
So it's 8 Bundesliga titles in a row for them.
And they're going 9 now.
Yeah, this will
Man.
be 9.
Yes, 9. And that is horrible. And when you think about it, next year they're going to win because they took the best young German coach.
And also, Shakes, to answer
They
the
took,
question,
they took Leipzig best defender.
Started in 1963.
Okay, all right. So it's just other day, right? So just think about all the titles, right? As I said, I don't have a problem with Bayern wanting to do well in Europe, but guess what? Go out and buy European talent from other teams. But it cannot be that you weaken your competition because, listen,
but Shakes,
hold on, Chris. If you weaken your competition, it means that those players end up playing with lesser players, because you're taking the best players from each club, That means that the talent that you're training with
All right, Shakes.
is actually lower.
Let's look at one
So
thing.
hold on, essentially it affects the German national team when you look on it.
Not necessarily.
Does it affect it though? Because they
Not
won the
necessarily.
World Cup.
Remember that World Cup. Remember, the World Cup. This team is made up of German nationals.
Yeah, they won the World Cup that way.
They won the World Cup how?
Using
Bayern.
Bayern.
Majority of players from Bayern.
Bayern,
No.
yeah.
They used 2 clubs to win the World Cup, Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, but the
Facts
bulk
still
of the
remain those
players were
Shakes.
from Bayern.
They
Majority of
used
them were from
2 clubs to win
Bayern,
the
yeah.
World Cup, Bayern
Alright.
Munich and Borussia Dortmund.
Chris, you're about to say something.
Yeah, the one point I want to make is that while we have a problem, the fans seems to don't have a problem. It's the most.
They don't,
it's the
because
most watched
the
league.
stadiums
Most
are
watched
still
league in
jammed up.
terms of attendance. So they seem to love what's going on there.
Loyalty, man. They love
Yeah,
football.
because they have a true football culture. But
No,
that's
they
why I
love their
say,
teams, I don't.
yeah,
Not, loving their
that's
team
what I'm
don't
saying,
necessarily
and that's
mean.
why I'm saying that
No,
they
loving their
are
team don't necessarily mean they love what
truly
Bayern is doing.
competing for
But
second
hold on,
to
Shakes,
fifth.
it's just a case similar. It's just a case similar to like people in England, right? If you're from a particular era, you're going to support that club. So in Germany, most of who are in the Borussia era tend to support Dortmund. Most of who are from the Bavaria supports Bayern. So whichever area come from, they're going to trump up that support behind whichever team is in the Bundesliga.
But my main point is Ryan and Shakes. It's not demotivating anyone to say I can't take it no more and you keep doing this. It's not demotivating. That's the main point, It's not that
I'm not sure I agree with that though.
It's
Me
not
too.
Because of the fact,
because
fact
if I do a poll, if fans
they are
supposed to
they are doing. You see the revenue for the TV rights that they're making. I see where they are. I'm trying to reallocate money differently. So something must be happening for this to be happening.
But to be honest, some fans have problem with it because
Of
the other
course.
day, remember that was it when last year, to the back end of last year, early this year, when Dartman announced that Marco Rosa would actually be taking over from the current coach. As I went on Gladbach page and I saw a lot of German fans cursing out Dartman that said that this is what these big clubs do. Whenever they see a coach or a player come up at a particular club, they just run and jump for them. And as Sheikh said, it can be bad and it also can be good. What Bayern is doing, Bayern is building players for these national teams. So the French team is one of those teams.
No, they're not building anybody.
Come
no,
on,
Bayern,
man.
they're not building anybody. Don't say
So
that,
Bayern
Levon.
Bayern is building to win.
Exactly.
Right,
Don't say they're building players.
Shakes. Come on, Shakes. The man then gets on diamonds and the man then just smooth out the diamonds. Come on.
No, falls.
Not
No.
possible.
Bayern is billing for themselves.
Bayern,
Come on,
Bayern picks up gems from particular clubs, and then they put the gems together. But guess what? When you put many gems together, you get a very bright light in front of you.
Come on, man, Shake. Don't do that. You see a lot of these players for Germany as well, and they have stood out. You see these players for the national team, and they still stand out. So, come on, man. The man has smooth out the edges around these diamonds.
Yeah,
Come
man,
on.
basically,
How many youngsters? How many youngsters since Thomas Muller at Bayern Munich? How many youngsters have Bayern transitioned? Tell me.
How many have they transitioned
Yes,
in
how
terms
many?
of from within?
From within their ranks since Thomas Muller.
Shakes, you're straight away from what I was getting at.
No, man.
I think that's the point that Shakes is making.
Tell me, outside of Muller, tell me some Germans that Bayern bring to the fore are talking about from 19-year-old come up to like age 23 and not going for a 23. And I don't want no man tell me Joshua Kimmich.
well, Shakes.
No.
as long as
I can't say Kimmich because Shakes, I know that I follow football deeply. So Kimmich didn't start at Bayern. For the fans that actually think that he did, he didn't.
Stuttgart,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
A
Well,
lot of these players,
as long as-
that are at Bayern currently didn't start at Bayern.
Nope.
Even the youngster that they brought through the other day, Musiala didn't start at Bayern.
Shakes, as long as you it soon be over the English league now. You soon be criticizing Man City because that's what they will be doing for years to come. Right now,
To
Nah.
who?
What's that?
That
they
won't
will
happen.
just be grabbing all the top talents.
No,
No.
that won't
From
happen.
where? From English
English
league? No,
league.
boss man.
No.
Total
No,
different.
that won't happen.
Remember that English league. All right. The key thing, in all of this, these clubs over Germany struggle at some point financially. And then that Bayern is like the big brother that always bail them out. But the one club that I don't really understand is Leipzig. Leipzig don't need Bayern money.
Because Leipzig model of operation is different. They are the only one that's operates.
That's why I said they don't actually need it. So kind of surprised me somewhat. Well, not really surprised me that they're going for them because I know what German football setup is. So let's just
Listen,
see
you
this
see when you're a new kid on the block, Levon, you try to stay within the house rules. And that's why I said the entire setup is not ideal if you're trying to have a competitive league.
So it's a shake. You have to give a lot of respect to one Marco Reus. But let's look forward, and trust me, next season you'll see another French young defender going over to Bayern. He's coming over to Leipzig, and his name is Mohamed Simikan. He will soon be a Bayern Munchen player because he's going to do well at Leipzig. So just wait and see, man. And
Which club is coming from?
they signed him from I think it's Strasbourg.
Oh, and for the people out there,
right,
that I saw posting talking about Timo Werner and Kai Havertz and why Bayern never well, no, this is what they said. They said Timo Werner and Kai Havertz rejected Bayern Munich, but not go so. Right? Bayern Munich literally wanted Kai Havertz to run down his contract.
Yep.
Right?
But Leverkusen wanted the money.
Thank you. So you see, people understand the whole German concept.
No, but that's the thing with Bayern as well. They like to buy on the cheap as possible.
If you realize, we never ever hear Bayern spending 70, 80 million, Never.
They did.
Remember
Lucas Hernandez the other day, man. Come on.
No, but it's a rarity.
He's an exception. But we don't hear about it a lot.
It happened though.
It's a rarity. They normally want you to run in the contract and get
that's facts.
So Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, they wanted them to run down their contract.
If you look at the fulcrum of the team, right? They got Kimmich for little to nothing. I believe they got Goretzka on the free. They got what's his name, man?
Levon, other day somebody did the team and the team cost $80 million. 80
How much
million.
you got Lewandowski for?
80 million and a free.
Exactly.
Free.
Exactly.
That's what I'm telling you. The starting 11 costs 80 million. 80 million. How can that be beneficial for an entire league? Not the Bayern team, attacking the league.
Yeah, they're building towards the German national team, and guess what? Bayern is the big club. The rest of them are the academies, so the academy is supplying the German national team.
Yeah,
That's
man,
it.
feeder clubs.
On that note, we have reached the end of the live. It was once again a good live, and to everyone that stood by us throughout, went for 1 hour and 20 minutes. The views are up and down. And please, guys, I'm asking you, I need more support, man. I need more viewership. As I said the other day, we can't have over 700 followers. And on a regular night, we just see 20 viewers and 30 viewers and things like that. We need to see more, man. Come on, man. Show us the support. We have been giving you quality analysis from all our analysts. They have been very good.
Even for the betting public, Levon, state that. Even for the betting public.
Yeah, man, we need to see them too, man, because as I said, our predictions have been on point. And if you follow us, you can put some money in the pocket, man. So come on, man. We need the support. Just support the movement. And the show couldn't go on without the producer, Josh Carr.
I soon start collect 5%.
Well, so thanks to Shakes for passing through once again. Thanks to Ryan and also Chris, who seemingly made a quick cut. Thanks to everyone for passing through. Thanks to our viewers, to all our commenters. We'll be back here come Friday. So stay tuned. We have something big coming up. That's why I keep on telling you that, guys. We need the viewers. I won't say what it is, but we have a top-notch coach to come on the live. Not going to say when. I just want you guys to tune in. It will be happening very soon. Until next time, peace out. Take care of yourself.